Hello there. This is another fireside chat without the fire. This is the first fireside chat without the fire of the new year. Happy 2022. Happy New Year. Well, we're in the first hour of the new year on Central Time. You all brought in the new year an hour ago. I watched the ball come down in New York. But, now they got all the fireworks going on outside and all the noises and stuff. That's what they do in New Year. But anyway, I guess I'll finish talking about my little childhood, little tidbits from my little childhood, and start saying some more things about that because I ain't cover a lot of stuff. But I'll touch on some more things. We'll talk about my first jobs. Now, I told you about the time where I worked at McDonald's from high school, 9th grade through 12th grade and so forth. But that was the first real job. That was the first legal job like you had, like where you pay Social Security and so forth. But before you got in, there was a job that you do under the table or however you want to call it. We were kids, so we weren't getting paid, but like 15. It was on Saturday and Sunday on the weekend. I think I was like 13 years old, something like that. My older sister and I, we used to do sit in the laundromat, the little laundromat down in Detroit. And nowadays when they got these cards where you use at the laundromat. Back in the day when we were growing up, they used to be coin operated laundromats. So people used to come in there and they need to have change and stuff like $10 bills, $20 bills, whatever. And so we had to give them quarters and dimes so they can use the machines. And so that was our little job. A little Korean man owned the shop and they go pay $15 for the kids to sit there and give the change. And then we had to go around, wash the machines down, little stuff, just a little something. I mean, one number like $15 for the day, Saturday and Sunday. That's a lot of money for a kid. So anyway, it was a cool little thing to do. And then once we got good at the job, or I guess the man trusted you or whatever, he moved us to the big laundromat in Hamtramck. So in that laundromat, he did the same thing, make the change, but also the man had cleaners attached to it. The people come in, they could do their laundry like they did. We give them the change if they need it. But they also could bring their clothes in and you put it on the scale, weigh it, and then you wash their clothes, fold their clothes if that's what they're paying for. And then the other thing, if it wasn't washable stuff, they could also bring you the big blankets and comforters and whatever. And it had like the big old machine that didn't use water. It was chemicals. So it was like the dry cleaning part. So anyway, so that was really technically my first little job that I had that made money. And back then, that little money, that little change you made over the weekend, it went far. Because, you can buy a bag of potato chips for 10 cents, and then they went to 15 cents, then a quarter. And then those potato chip bags went up to 35 cents. I mean, changes in times, Nowadays, I think each bag of chips probably costs about $2 now. But anyway. Sodas were like, a quarter or 35 cents, something like that. So your little money went a long way. And then let's see what else we had. I talked about the house that I lived in. It was a house in Detroit. It was a 7-bedroom house, but we used it, turned it into an 8-bedroom because my two brothers, the brother and then the blood brother and then the cousin brother, they shared a room, but the cousin, the little baby brother, the cousin brother, he didn't keep the room clean. So my brother wanted to have his own room. So we turned the pantry, Mom and them let him turn the pantry into a bedroom. So the two boys were separated. One stayed in the other room that didn't stay clean, and then the other one went into the pantry and made that a bedroom. And then when they left and we moved to Philadelphia, we turned that bedroom into a sitting room. It was like a parlor. And so you had the sofa in there and the TV in there, and that's where we would entertain our little guests and stuff. We had people over, just hung out in the parlor. But then, let me see what else I was going to talk about. It was, in that house, that same house, like I say, when we was growing up in Detroit, I had my bed and closet. I want to say about that because I was when I was in dance class, before you were just in dance class, but then as you get older and get more experience, you become a choreographer. So now instead of just learning dances, you had to choreograph dances. So I needed space for that. So in my bedroom, I had to move my bed into the closet, and then I had the room that I needed, the space that I needed to be able to choreograph dances and stuff for the concerts and because we did that concert once a year. And so that was something that I did. I thought that was a lot of fun. And again, that's the parents allowing you the freedom to do that. No parent gave you a hard time and told you can't put the bed in the closet or none of that kind of stuff. So anyway, did that, and then I also will go back way back to the childhood when we were, little kids. We were little kids then, and Mama, we had this the show and tell. I don't know what you see, like you all be watching videos and stuff when y'all were growing up. You watched all these Disney videos and things like that. We used to have something that was called a show and tell. And so it was like a little thing. It had a little screen, and then you put the film in there, and then it rolled itself down, and then you went down there, and then it just, I guess it automatically, when it was time to change, it would turn, and then you had to put the record on. It was the little needle on the record, so the record played while the while the film flashed across the screen. But that was pretty good. We used to learn. We watched a little movie like Little Red Riding Hood. That way you learned all the Little Red Riding Hood and the three pigs and Jack and the Beanstalk and just all of those things. And then that's when they used to have all these little songs that I used to sing to you all. I used to learn all that from the show and tell. Like Goldilocks. I know a girl named Goldilocks, cause her hair was, she went into the woods one day, found the three bears, and went through the whole song. She ate the small bear porridge was just right. She ate it greedily. He broke the smallest bear's small chair. It really was a sin. The small bear's bed was very soft, and fell asleep, lie down sleepily, and then all of that. So I'm just jumping through the song, but the song, it went through all the stages about the Goldilocks song. And the other one that I remember was the Jack and the Beanstalk. It's like, hurry up, Jack, gotta climb beanstalk, gotta find your way up so high, hurry up, Jack, pretend it's a tree, yeah, and it harvests everything there to see. And then the thing is, because I remember all the little things that the lady used to say, she was, beans? You so Nelly for a handful of beans? And she had nonsense. And she threw them out the window. And then they made that song, whoop, 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 whoop. And that was the bees stopped growing. And then that's when they sang that song about gotta find your way up so high, hurry up, Jack. And then he says the ghost is laying golden eggs all by itself. And so, anyway, I'm just going through those expressions because those are some of the things I used to share with y'all, sing with y'all, learned it from the show and tell when I was growing up. And that little song about the elephant, I want an elephant for Christmas, just like the one out at the zoo. A real live elephant for his very own. Oh, what wonderful things we could do. And then they go by all the things you can do with the elephant. And when it's hot in July, we can all keep cool and shower from his truck more fun than the pool. And if daddy gets stuck in the winter in his truck, the elephant can pull him right out of the muck. And just on and on and on. And if I can't have an elephant, I take a hippopotamus instead. I can't hippopotamus. Oh, it was and I used to sing all those songs to y'all before you went to bed. And it was stuff I learned from a show and tell. So anyway, but see, that's what I'm saying. When you have a healthy childhood, you have healthy things to share with your young. And then it passes on down. Just fun, and it ain't going to make or break anything. But it just adds to a child's enrichment in growing up and stuff like that. I used to share that with y'all. But the thing is, you don't even remember it because you were too wee and you had that adverse childhood experiences. So a lot of stuff, even a lot of stuff you would forget anyway because of the tragedy. A lot of times when you go through some tragic, you forget things. Because I do too. You lose some of that. You lose some of that stuff. That's your body's way of protecting you. You don't have to remember all that stuff. You're going to just protect you, and so you forget about stuff. So anyway, so that was all I want to say about that. And then, I wrote that down too, because when I talked about going to visit my mama's mother in Louisiana, I forgot to mention that my uncle lived right next door to my grandma. So a lot of times, we went over there and hung out with him and stuff like that. And he would, his daughter, he had a daughter that was much older than us. She would have been our cousin. She was the one who pierced our ears. And she used to press our hair. So, like I say, he was my mama's brother that was much older than her. And so his daughter would come over and hang out. And then her kids were more closer to our age. And then we played with her kids and stuff like that. And, like I said, they used to be right next door. And then the other thing I wanted to say about that house when they were out there with that water fight, I just want to mention that, our behavior was different when Dad was around. If Dad was around, that water fight never would have happened because nobody would have acted like that. Even my mom's friends recognized that we behaved differently when Dad was around. Our behavior was a little bit better when Dad was around. And all my mama's friends, all mom and their friends, they respected my dad. All the people that knew him. He was a highly respected man because, he was good people. And he ain't go out his way try to berate anybody or anything like that. He was just a good old kind of guy. You just had to get him to know him. He what do you call it? Like, he prickly on the edges. But once he allow you in, then he gonna take care of you. He ain't gonna let nobody screw you over. But he ain't gonna let it. I think that's a lot like me, because I'm not open to everybody. I'm just not gonna open, but I gotta gain your trust first. And if I don't, like I said, I don't have a whole bunch of shallow friends. But the friends that I do have are lifelong friends that I'll know for life. And the people that knew me before you stepped out into the world and folks started labeling you, calling you Jezebel and stuff. People that don't even know your middle name and can't even pronounce your first name gonna give you a label. But so that's why you gotta be careful about the people you allow in, because you don't know how people are prone to behave and label you and carry on. So that's why you gotta be careful. And in fact, that's the kind of thing that our parents warned us from. Like when we were kids, they were telling us about, look these words up in the dictionary so that when kids call your names and label you, you don't have to take it any kind of way. It'll just show their ignorance, using words that they don't understand. So you go ahead, look these words up so you know what they talk about. So it's different. It ain't no different when you people get grown. Grown and immature is what it is. Somebody gonna call me a Jezebel. Like I say, don't even know my middle name, can't pronounce my first name. And she won't give me a label. That don't even suit my character. First of all, she took time to get to know me. I was her daughter-in-law. I was married to her son. And so, look like if you want cohesion in the family, you want to give these children a good, strong, solid foundation. You want harmony in the family. You don't want to be mislabeling people and whispering and talking about them behind their back. But anyway... and talking about him to your son as if he, like, you're some kind of jealous girlfriend. That's the way she seemed like to me. She almost like an ex-girlfriend with some jealousy. And so now she can be whispering to her son, talking bad about me and all that kind of stuff. But they're not here nor there. But anyway, I just want to throw some more things out there. Oh, I got one more thing I want to mention. I think I was talking about the little child. See, I wrote my little list around here, the little things I want to mention, because I talked about my childhood earlier in another video. And so these were some things I wanted to mention, but I forgot to mention. But when we were in Louisiana, lived down there in Crowley, we had a dog named Harry Hippie. And I mean, we had dogs all our lives and all that, and then they died, some of them and all this and that. But this is the one that had the funeral. I think this is the only dog we ever had the funeral for. Because my aunt went out of her way, and she made a eulogy for the dog, and we buried it in my grandma's backyard. His old backyard, front yard, I don't remember. My older sister would probably remember where it was, back or front. But it was buried in the yard, and she had the eulogy. And I think it's not too long ago somebody might find that eulogy. It was the eulogy for Harry Hippie. But anyway, I guess, let's see. Oh, and see, I always talk about my dad and things about him and all that kind of stuff, because Dad was the one who did a lot of the like when we had family meetings and stuff, he was the one who hosted and did all the talking and all the counseling, and like I said, he was the lecturer and all that kind of stuff. But mine was just as important. Like I say, these people were a unit. They were a team. Like even in the family meetings, even though Dad was doing all the talking, Mom was there to support. And she was to bob her head in agreement with what the things what he was saying when he was talking about their history and how they met each other and what they did and things like this. She was always there to nod in agreement. And so, like, to affirm his history, their story, and so forth and so on. See, I don't even have that. I don't have somebody, like, when I want to talk about my history about the time Reg and I met and the children growing up. See, there are things about our child's birth that I don't even remember. Because, when I had Terrence, I had a C-section. So, there's a story that will never get told. Because Reggie was there. Guess what? With Reggie's face, when them people put me out, put that mask on my face to put me out so he can do that C-section, Reggie's face was the last face I saw. When I woke up from that C-section after they put you in the recovery room and you sleep it off, his face was the first one I saw. He was there. He was there in the chair beside me. He might have been snoozing or whatever. whatever, but he was there. Last face I saw when I went out, first face I saw when I went in. And same thing when you were born. We had this, it wasn't no C-section or none of that. I was aware of it. He brought me to the hospital and the whole 9 yards. But, you know, at the Wilbur Hall, when you had a baby, they go ahead and give you a steak dinner and with the sides and all that. And then you had a champagne meal and all that. So we had that together, and then through the night, I was able to sleep through the night. Because guess who was up taking care of the baby when he needed that nighttime feeding, and then we woke up and were crying, because I ain't breastfeed. The baby had a bottle. Reggie was there. He was on a little cot that they gave him to sleep in the hospital, and he was there to feed the baby through the night, and I was able to get my rest. So, you know, he was there. There's a story he could tell that I can't tell because he has a different, you know, from a different perspective, from a different point of view and stuff like that. But then, oh, and so like I said, but my mom is, she's the virtue. She's the epitome to me in my mind, and I'm sure my siblings too, of the virtuous woman. She's there. She was always there to support her. She was there to support all her kids when we had kids, meaning that she was there to help with her grandbabies. Every last one. I don't know how many grandbabies she had. 12, 13, 15, 20. I don't even remember. But she know how many grandkids she had. She know how many great-grandkids she had. But I don't know. I don't need to know. But the thing is, I know she was there for all them grandkids when they were born. Every last one of them. She was there with the support of her husband. Dad wasn't there, but he supported her trips to go to these places and while we were having these babies and needing help and so forth and support and so forth and so on. And she was there for some of those great-grands too, meaning that not there in the delivery room kind of thing, but there to help and support and be there and spend time with and hold and that kind of thing and get to know them and for them to get to know her. But so... Anyway, I just wanted in the first hour of the new year, I thought I'd come on and make a little video just to say hello and finish up my tidbits of my childhood experiences and all that. Cause it was a good little childhood, and it was some things to share. And so I guess I'm just rambling now. Why? Because I don't have anything else to say. So I think I'm going to turn video on. I'll go ahead and go to bed. And then later on today, make myself a meal. And then maybe come on and say something else, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. If I feel like talking about something. Okay. Bye. Oh, dear.